you have your money, you can build apartments, you can build units such that you have rental income. Rental income comes in as you do your work. That is passive income. If you do not have rentals, if you do not have money to build, then you can find people who have already built. If you find people who have already built, then you can go into a model of Airbnb, such that you work on your rooms and then you list a room or two. It could be in someone's apartment, or it could be your own house where you realize that you have a free room which you can give to Airbnb. You can go into, those are two. You can go into the third, which is you can go into unit trusts. So unit trusts, as you hear the word, it's a unit. A fund manager collects money as a single unit for investors and invests the money on the investor's behalf. That's why you see it's called a unit trust. A trust is a legal term to hold money on other people's behalf. So you can buy, you can find a unit trust and you put the money there. It will also bring you some little, but at least it will be a side income. You could also choose to buy shares. You could buy shares from a company, whether it's a public company or private company. You can buy shares such that every end of the year they declare dividends. When they declare dividends, you're earning passively. You're earning passively. Remember, the goal was to make sure we earn something which is not our main job. So you earn passively. The other side income you could think about that would bring in passive income is social media. There are very many people who are earning from making videos that go viral on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on all these platforms. So you could have all these things. You could be great at baking, and you start baking lessons. When you start baking lessons, you can choose to charge people to subscribe to the lessons, such that you are doing your work, but the people who are buying the lessons are giving you some money. The other option would be to lend money to a successful business at the lowest interest rate. Remember, the successful businesses we have in this country, are always short of cash. They struggle with cash flows. They struggle with paying rent, paying employees, paying taxes, paying maintenance costs, paying suppliers. So you could find that if you have a friend who is running a successful business, you could ask him, bwenkuwaka kadde onteeramu mmeka? Ayinza okugamba bw'ompa akakadde nkuteeramu emitwalo 10, oba bw'ompa akakadde nkuteeramu emitwalo 5. If you give me 1 million, I'll put in if you give me 1 million Ugandan shillings, I'll give you 50,000 Ugandan shillings. So if you have people who are like that, and you realize they're serious, they're honest, they're hardworking, and you can give them your money. You invest little by little with them. Imagine giving 5 different people your money and they keep on giving you little. For example, if I have 5 million and I find a friend, I find a guy, I realize he has been running his Rolex stall. He has a Rolex stand. He has been running it for 3 years. And I ask him, if I gave you 500,000, how much would you give me? And he says, if you give me 500,000, I'll give you 40,000 every month. And I find another business, and you realize I go on distributing my 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, and each 1 million is giving me 50K. These 5 people will end up giving me 250,000 out of the 5 million. But do not fall for the trap where you do not have what we call legal clarity with the people whom you're going to engage in by lending them money. You see, in Uganda, we struggle with trust. For us, we think if we go to church with someone, if they're our neighbor, let us just trust them. You've never done business with them, but then you trust them with a lot of money. So what actually that does is, if the business goes all right, which would mean if the business goes south or everything goes berserk, this person will start now looking for the legal defense by saying, where did we write? It wasn't that money. It wasn't that much. That's not the interest we agreed. So become an individual who can document when happiness still subsists. If your friend is still happy and you're still happy, get a pen and paper, one pager, and you say, me, Sesanga, I have agreed with Julie. Julie runs a clothing shop. I've given her 1 million. She'll be giving me 50,000 every month. And we shall be renewing this agreement every year. She signs, you sign, you do a photocopy, she even just takes a picture, you move on. That one particular document is what will help you. You imagine giving your friend 100 million, 50 million, and then they tell you that they are dead. How will you convince the family that you gave this individual 100 million? And which family member will be that honest to go withdraw that money that you gave the late, such that they repay you? So learn to successful businesses, identify successful businesses, and start discussing with them how much you can give them such that they put in some interest. The other one is you could buy land and allow the land to make capital gains.